Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for dropping by. This is my short story, The Christmas Glitch. And now we're on chapter 2. In chapter 1, if you remember, Charlie Higgins didn't believe in Christmas. He went to bed on Christmas Eve and he was waiting for the bells of the church to ring out at 12 o'clock so he could turn over and go to sleep and forget all about Christmas. But the bells stopped halfway, and then he found that the snow had stopped in midair. He also found that his clock had stopped at the side of the bed. Nothing worked, so he decided to go down and ask his parents. Charlie opened his bedroom door and walked out onto the landing. It was dark and eerie. He rested his hands on the banister. He looked to his left. He could just about make out his brother's bedroom door, which was shut. He looked across from that and he could see his parents' bedroom, and the door was slightly open. This is because the curtains were open in that room and the street lamp outside shone through. So he knew his parents were downstairs. So he decided to go down and ask them what was happening. He walked across the landing and halfway down the stairs and stopped. He listened. He couldn't hear anything. He couldn't hear his parents talking. He couldn't hear the television. He couldn't even hear any music coming from the living room from the CD player. That's very strange, he thought. So he walked down the rest of the way. He stood by the living room door and pressed his ear against the surface. There was no sound at all. He decided to just burst in and find out for himself. So he grabbed the handle, twisted it, and burst in. The living room that greeted him was really, really weird. There was no sound. His parents were sitting there, but the two of them were frozen to the spot. The fire in the grate had frozen, kind of like this. And the Christmas tree was there. There were no gifts under the tree. The table was laid out with all snacks and drinks and even a Christmas cake. He walked over to his dad, who was sitting there with half a glass of beer, and he had a dish full of cheesy puffs which he tipped up, but they were stuck in midair too. He picked one up and chewed it. He could feel the cheese in the back of his throat. They tasted fine. Dad, Dad, he said, but his dad didn't move. He looked over to his mum. Now she had her legs on the puffy and she had a tub of chocolates which she'd taken the top off, and she was halfway into eating a caramel. Mum, but she was frozen too. By the side of her, on the arm of the chair, was a plate full of gherkins. He didn't understand what that was about at all. He was nervous and he was a little bit upset. What's going on? He decided to go up to his room and get dressed. So he ran upstairs, he put his clothes on, he put his jacket on and pulled his boots on. He ran back downstairs, checking in the living room, but his parents still hadn't moved. Now it was 12 o'clock in the night and Charlie shouldn't have gone outside, but he went up to the front door, clicked it open and stepped out into the street. The first thing he noticed was that the snow had stopped and cleared. So there was no snow in the air, but there was a dusting on the ground and on the cars. He stepped out into the middle of the road. No one was walking around except Mr. Jones from number 22. He was half in and half out of his car. Now Mr. Jones works nights, so he obviously came home early to be with his family over Christmas. Charlie went up to him and said, Mr. Jones, he too was frozen. Charlie looked down the street and the road was clear. There was snow there but no footprints. So at the bottom of the street there was a roundabout with a big Christmas tree that was lit up. Something pulled him towards it. So he walked all the way down to the Christmas tree, and when he got there he could see small footprints leading from the tree off into the distance. What on earth? How could they be starting from the Christmas tree? Then he heard some Christmas music in the air. He didn't know where it was coming from. He didn't know what to do. It kind of compelled him to follow the footprints and the music. So that's exactly what he did. Now, to find out what happened to Charlie after that, you're going to have to check out chapter 3. So thank you for following this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. Bye for now.